Hey, what's up everyone? This is ShadowFox007 and I have a question for you. Have you guys ever seen or experienced in some way, shape, or form segregation? I know when I was growing up, I noticed it a lot. People wanted to make a difference or make you feel like you were different. And in grade school, I can recall, I did really well in school, you know, not because I was smart. Actually, I just had a really good memory and I could remember the answers to the test questions, so I did really well. But a lot of kids made me feel worse, you know, that I was getting A's. I mean, I ended up getting a 4.0. And the only reason I stuck at it was, one, my parents instilled in me, and I will instill in you guys that education is very important. It opens so many doors today. And I know it's boring and tedious, but it was important. And, you know, instead of kids like making fun of it because I was quote unquote different, they should have encouraged that. And to be honest, I never got high and mighty all throughout school, whether it was grade school, college, high school. I always made sure I try to help others to succeed because, like I said, at the end of the day, schooling and education is important. That piece of paper does so much and opens so many doors for you. But I would be honest, school wasn't all hunky-dory. I remember my family taking me to like a really good high school, and the high school's motto, ironically, was be a man for others, you know, help each other out. And I took that to heart. But I could remember my frosh year, I was on this bus because we were going to like a convention, and a senior wanted to kick me off my chair. He's like, hey, that's my chair. He's like, you gotta go sit on the floor. I'm like, this fucking guy wanted me to sit on the floor because I was this frosh and he had an elitist attitude, even though I was 5'0". I know I was small, I get it, but geez, you didn't have to treat me like that, you know? I mean, the whole emphasis of the school was to be a man for others, to help each other, not to put each other's down. And you know, that kind of, I noticed, kind of went on. You know, of course, I stood up for myself, because you have to. You know, you can't get bullied around. But no one else raised a hand. And I remember when I was a senior and how I felt at that. And we had this like what is it? Kind of like a seating area called the loading docks, and only the seniors could sit in there. And I remember one day I bought like a lunch and let them sit there because, you know, everyone was punking them and making them feel like basically like an outcast. And I was like, you know, why do that? You gotta break that cycle, because if you don't, it's just gonna continue. And I thought, you know, maybe I can make a change, make a difference. But who knows? Maybe that person went on and they became a senior who just pushed everyone around. And you know, I could even recall in college furthermore, but it was kind of more on religion. Like this one chick, she was like, oh, you know, you're nice and all, but I can't really date a person who's not Christian. And I was like, what? I'm like, what's the difference between Catholic and Christian? Because at the time I really didn't know. And you know, ironically, my brother, who's younger, went into the whole confirmation stuff, and now Catholics are no longer called Catholics, they're called Christians. I'm the same freaking person, and yet this person always wanted to judge me based on a religion, who at the end of the day was just a label. They didn't look at me for who I was. You know, was I smart, funny, caring, considerate? Those are the traits that, you know, are the quote-unquote small things, but they mean very big things, because that's what makes up a person, and that's very important to judge. Not do they like Eminem, or what's in their iPod, or do they like this type of car. Those are arbitrary things, those are preferences, but what really makes a person inside is the key things to judge someone on, I believe. And you know, I think at the end of the day, we all noticed it. I actually had a tough time kind of talking about this because I always went off on a tangent. And I noticed it's all around us, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys, you know, openly, candid, because I think everyone sees it, everyone experiences it, and everyone can either be a part of it and maybe encourages it without knowing. And I kind of want to say, hey, look around you. I did have a friend once, he always said, oh, you can't change the world, it's basically fucked up. And you know, to a certain extent, maybe he's right. Maybe the world is unchangeable. But I always have this belief, and I have this hope that the world that we live in, our small little friends, our small little cliques, we could shape them, we could help them, we can make them better. And who knows where that can lead? Maybe like the butterfly effect, one thing leads to another. And I can say from personal experience, a simple hi to make someone feel welcome can change their life forever. And I actually am indebted to many friends that have helped me through high school and to my current life. And that's kind of why I want to say, hey, you know, Don't stand idle aside. Be proactive, because at the end of the day, we're all humans who want to feel loved, cared for, accepted, and part of something. So, change someone's life. Say hi. But for now, this is Shadow Fox signing out. I'll catch you all later. Peace.